Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a treasure we all seek, something that drives our decisions, shapes our lives, and fuels our dreams' happiness. The world tries to sell us the idea that happiness is some far-off destination, reserved for those who have the perfect career, the perfect relationship, or the perfect bank account. But let me tell you something that's a lie. Happiness isn't hidden in some distant place or buried beneath a pile of achievements. Happiness is simpler than you think. Gratitude is one of the most powerful and transformative forces in our lives. It shifts our perspective, reframes our experiences, and opens the door to a deeper sense of fulfillment. In a world that constantly demands more from us, it's easy to fall into the trap of focusing on what's missing, what we lack, or what we haven't achieved yet. But gratitude flips that script entirely. It invites us to look at what we already have, to acknowledge the blessings in our lives, and to embrace a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. When we cultivate gratitude, we start to see the beauty in the simple things we often take for granted. The warmth of the sun on our skin, the sound of laughter, a kind word from a stranger. These moments, seemingly small and ordinary, become extraordinary when viewed through the lens of gratitude. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending life is perfect. Instead, it's about recognizing that even in the midst of difficulties, there is something to appreciate, something to hold on to, something that brings a sense of grounding and hope. Research has shown that practicing gratitude can have profound effects on our mental and physical well-being. Studies reveal that people who regularly practice gratitude report higher levels of happiness, better relationships, and even improved sleep. Gratitude reduces stress, strengthens the immune system, and increases our resilience in the face of adversity. It's not just a feel-good exercise, it's a practical tool that rewires the brain and enhances our capacity for joy. The beauty of gratitude lies in its accessibility. It doesn't require any special tools, expensive equipment, or ideal circumstances. Anyone, anywhere can choose to practice gratitude. It begins with a simple question: what can I be grateful for right now? The answer might be as grand as a career breakthrough or as humble as a delicious cup of coffee. Whatever it is, the act of noticing and appreciating it begins to shift our emotional state almost immediately. Gratitude also deepens our connection with others. When we express appreciation for the people in our lives, we strengthen our relationships and create a positive ripple effect. Think about the last time someone genuinely thanked you for something. How did it make you feel? That same power exists when you extend gratitude to others. It fosters understanding, kindness, and trust, creating a foundation for more meaningful interactions. One of the simplest ways to make gratitude a habit is through a daily practice. This could be keeping a gratitude journal, where you jot down a few things you're thankful for each day, or simply taking a moment in the morning or evening to reflect on your blessings. Over time, this practice trains your mind to focus on the positive aspects of your life, even during tough times. When we shift our focus to what we have rather than what we lack, something remarkable happens. Gratitude transforms our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. It enables us to see opportunities where before we saw obstacles. It turns the mundane into the meaningful, and the routine into the remarkable. Progress is the essence of growth and a key driver of happiness. It is not the attainment of perfection that fulfills us, but the journey of becoming more than we were yesterday. Progress gives us purpose, direction, and a reason to push forward even when life feels challenging. The beauty of progress is that it does not require massive leaps, even small. Consistent steps forward create momentum that leads to significant transformation over time. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with images of success, it is easy to feel overwhelmed by the idea that we must accomplish everything at once. This overwhelming pressure can lead to paralysis, where we do nothing because we feel that anything less than perfection is not enough. But progress is not about being perfect. It is about moving forward, about showing up and doing the best we can with what we have, even when the path is unclear. When we focus on progress, we start to measure success differently. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we compare ourselves to who we were yesterday. This shift in perspective helps us recognize our growth no matter how small it may seem. Every step forward, no matter how incremental, builds confidence and reinforces our belief in our ability to create change. Progress fuels motivation because it provides tangible evidence that we are capable of moving closer to our goals. The process of making progress also teaches us resilience. Life is rarely a straight path that is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and challenges that test our resolve. When we embrace progress as a mindset, we learn to see these obstacles not as failures, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Every misstep becomes a lesson. Every detour an experience that shapes us into a more capable and adaptable version of ourselves. This perspective empowers us to keep going, knowing that each effort, no matter how imperfect, contributes to our overall growth. Progress is deeply personal, and what it looks like for one person may be entirely different for another. It is important to honor your own pace and journey, resisting the urge to measure your growth against someone else's timeline. The key is to set goals that are meaningful to you and to celebrate the milestones along the way. Acknowledging progress reinforces a sense of achievement and keeps you energized for the road ahead. Momentum is another powerful aspect of progress. When we take even a single step forward, it creates a sense of movement that propels us to take the next step. Small wins compound over time, creating a ripple effect that leads to significant changes. Whether it is learning a new skill, improving a relationship, or making healthier choices, each step forward contributes to the larger picture of growth. Progress is not about perfection or grand gestures. It is about the small, consistent actions we take each day. It is the commitment to show up, to keep going, and to trust that the effort we put in today will create a better tomorrow. Progress is not just a path to success, it is success in itself. Connection is one of the most fundamental human needs, and it lies at the heart of happiness and fulfillment. From the moment we are born, we seek connection first with our caregivers, then with friends, partners, communities, and the world around us. Connection is the invisible thread that binds us to others, giving our lives meaning and purpose. It is what transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences and turns challenges into opportunities for growth and support. The power of connection begins with the self. Before we can truly connect with others, we must learn to connect with who we are. This means taking the time to understand our values, desires, and emotions. It means being honest with ourselves about what we need and what fulfills us. When we nurture this connection, we build a solid foundation of self-awareness and self-compassion. This inner connection becomes a guiding light, helping us navigate life with clarity and authenticity. Connection with others is equally vital. Relationships are the fabric of our existence, and the quality of these relationships greatly impacts our happiness. Genuine connection requires vulnerability, the willingness to be seen, to share our thoughts and feelings, and to embrace the imperfections that make us human. When we connect authentically, we create spaces where trust, empathy, and understanding can thrive. These spaces are where relationships deepen and where the richness of human experience is fully realized. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, the depth of connection can sometimes be lost. While digital tools allow us to stay in touch, they often lack the warmth and intimacy of face-to-face interaction. To foster meaningful connections, it is essential to be fully present with others. This means setting aside distractions, listening actively, and engaging with genuine curiosity and care. Presence transforms interactions into moments of true connection, where both parties feel valued and understood. Connection also extends beyond personal relationships to include our bond with the larger community and the world around us. Being part of something greater than ourselves fulfills a deep-seated human need for belonging. Whether it's volunteering, participating in local events, or simply helping a neighbor, these acts of connection remind us that we are all part of a shared human experience. They foster a sense of purpose and help us feel grounded in the collective fabric of society. Nature, too, offers a profound source of connection. Spending time outdoors, feeling the earth beneath our feet, and observing the rhythms of the natural world can bring a sense of peace and interconnectedness. Nature reminds us of our place in the greater web of life, offering perspective and a renewed appreciation for the beauty that surrounds us. Ultimately, connection is about presence, authenticity, and the courage to engage with the world and the people around us. It is not about the quantity of relationships or experiences, but the quality of the bonds we form. Connection enriches our lives, helps us navigate challenges, and amplifies our joy. It is the foundation upon which we build a life of meaning and happiness. Contribution is one of the most profound ways to create meaning and fulfillment in life. At its core, contribution is about giving our time, our energy, our talents, and our resources to make a difference in the lives of others. It is the act of stepping outside of ourselves and recognizing that we are part of a greater whole. Contribution transforms not only those who receive it, but also those who give. It is a cycle of positivity and purpose that uplifts everyone involved. When we contribute to others, we tap into a deep sense of purpose that goes beyond our individual desires and needs. Contribution reminds us that our actions have the power to create change, no matter how small they may seem. Whether it's offering a kind word, lending a helping hand, or dedicating ourselves to a larger cause, these acts of generosity create ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. One of the most beautiful aspects of contribution is that it doesn't require grand gestures or significant resources. Simple acts of kindness, such as holding the door for someone, listening without judgment, or sharing a smile, can have a profound impact. These small contributions often create moments of connection and gratitude that brighten someone's day and remind them of their value. The cumulative effect of these small actions is immeasurable, building a culture of care and compassion that benefits everyone. Contribution is not only about helping others, it is also deeply fulfilling for the person who gives. Studies have shown that acts of generosity activate the reward centers of the brain, releasing chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin that create feelings of happiness and connection. This is often referred to as the helper's high, a tangible example of how giving can be as beneficial to the giver as it is to the receiver. In fact, contributing to others has been linked to improved mental health, increased life satisfaction, and even greater longevity. When we contribute, we also gain perspective. It allows us to step outside of our own challenges and recognize the resilience and strength in others. It reminds us that, despite our differences, we share common struggles and aspirations. Contribution fosters empathy and a sense of unity, breaking down barriers and building bridges of understanding. It is a powerful antidote to feelings of isolation and disconnection that are so prevalent in today's world. Contribution also has a way of amplifying our strengths and talents. When we give of ourselves, we often discover skills and abilities we didn't realize we had. Contribution challenges us to grow, to step up, and to become the best version of ourselves. It encourages us to live with intention, aligning our actions with our values and making choices that reflect the kind of world we want to create. At its heart, contribution is about recognizing that we are all interconnected. It is an acknowledgement that our lives are enriched when we lift others up, when we share what we have, and when we work together to create a better world. Choice is one of the most powerful tools we have to shape our lives and define our happiness. Every day we are presented with countless decisions, both big and small, that influence the direction of our journey. While we cannot always control the circumstances we face, we have absolute control over how we choose to respond to them. It is in these choices that our power lies, the power to create meaning, to shift perspective, and to determine the quality of our experiences. Choice begins with awareness. To make intentional decisions, we must first recognize that we have a choice. This requires mindfulness and a willingness to pause, reflect, and assess the situation before us. Often we operate on autopilot, reacting out of habit or emotion without fully considering the alternatives. By becoming more conscious of our choices, we open the door to greater possibilities and take ownership of our actions. Perspective is one of the most profound areas where choice plays a role. How we interpret the events in our lives is entirely within our control. Two people can experience the same situation and walk away with completely different feelings about it, simply because of the perspective they choose to adopt. Challenges can be seen as insurmountable obstacles or as opportunities for growth, depending on the lens through which we view them. By choosing a perspective that empowers us, we shift from a mindset of limitation to one of potential. Choice also extends to the thoughts we entertain and the beliefs we hold. Our inner dialogue has a significant impact on our emotions and actions. When we choose to focus on thoughts that uplift and encourage us, we create a positive internal environment that fuels motivation and resilience. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending problems don't exist. It means choosing to approach them with a constructive attitude and a belief in our ability to overcome them. The people we surround ourselves with are another area where choice is critical. Relationships play a major role in shaping our happiness and well-being. By choosing to invest time and energy in relationships that nurture and inspire us, we create a supportive network that helps us thrive. Conversely, we also have the power to set boundaries and step away from relationships that drain us or hold us back. Choice is equally important in how we spend our time. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and how we choose to allocate it reflects our priorities. Whether we dedicate time to personal growth, meaningful connections, or pursuits that bring us joy, our choices shape the story of our lives. Even moments of rest and relaxation are choices that contribute to our well-being when made intentionally. Ultimately, choice is about empowerment. It is the realization that regardless of the circumstances we face, we have the ability to decide how we will engage with the world. It is the understanding that happiness is not something that happens to us, but something we create through the choices we make every day.